Everybody knows that a well-tuned saw can make most saw blades cut smooth as silk. The trick is getting your saw tuned. The patented Woodpeckers Saw Gauge makes that process simpler and easier than ever. It's the first saw gauge that doesn't require any assembly, setup, or calibration. It's also the only saw gauge that automatically tracks the exact center of your miter channel, regardless of its width or condition. How does it do that? Simpler than you might think. By straddling a pair of smaller precision pins with a larger machine cradle pin, which creates the perfect mechanism for finding the center of your miter slot. Watch how easy it is to use the saw gauge to check how parallel our saw blade is to the miter slot. Even variations as small as 1/1000th of an inch can be easily measured and adjusted for by repositioning the trunnion underneath the table or adjusting the saw top itself. What about the rip fence? The saw gauge tackles that job just as fast. With the blade lowered, bring the rip fence into range of the gauge. You can easily check how parallel the fence is to the miter slot as well. All wood is not the same. Ripping solid wood versus plywood often requires a different fence alignment. For the cleanest tear-out free cuts in plywood, set your fence exactly parallel to the miter channel. For solid wood, you may want to kick out the outfeed end a few thousandths. Now that you can make these measurements in mere seconds, why not? And finally, if after everything your saw still doesn't cut smoothly, you may have a bent arbor. Just like with your blade and fence, the saw gauge can measure that as well. Like all Woodpecker brand tools, the saw gauge is made right here in the USA.